you better get ready to go Google Calendar crazy. What's up, socials? Welcome back to Amy TV. It is finally time for us to dig into something I am a die-hard follower of that helps you boost productivity and make your time even more valuable. Today we're going to be talking about how to calendar block, or how to leverage time blocking, whatever you want to call it. You can call it one or the other. I call it calendar blocking because I just take my calendar and I put a whole bunch of blocks on it. And it works. I tell you what, if there's anything I've done since the beginning when I really started to navigate the online space and start my own business that completely changed the game, it was taking tasks off of a to-do list and equating them to time. And that is what this method does for us. So I think it's gonna be so useful to you. Clearly, I have been talking about it forever and ever and ever. I feel like I'm gonna have to link to this video in every video I've ever made because this is gonna actually walk you through how to do it. Before we dig in, if you like the idea of making your time a whole lot more valuable, then we talk about that all the time, and you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. I make new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I'd love to see you for the next one. All right, so I'm going to actually do a little bit of this talk at the computer itself, but first I want to sit here and tell you a couple of guidelines when it comes to calendar blocking. Here's the biggest thing. A task is on a list. A list is good for nothing. I mean, they're nice to have, but until that list is on the calendar and is an appointment, something you are going to show up to do because you've prioritized it, it's not going to happen. So the goal here is for you to take those priorities and turn them into time slots. I mentioned Google Calendar earlier, and that is because it's going to be the easiest thing possible for you to adjust with your changing schedule or your family or boss that are constantly pulling you back and forth, emergencies that happen, plans change. So for you to do this in like a bullet journal or a written calendar is probably not going to be as versatile or effective, and it's likely just going to drive you absolutely crazy unless you love using pencil and eraser. So I highly recommend that you figure out which digital calendar you would like to use. I love Google Calendar. It is the easiest thing. I can link it to a million other things, like I love MindBody. I can schedule my workouts through MindBody and it goes to my Google Calendar. So there's just some seamlessness there that I really appreciate, and so that's why that's the tool for me. But you're definitely going to want to choose what is best for you. If I'm wrong about the written thing, then go to town, but I would definitely consider a digital calendar so you can really move things around as needed. Only when necessary, as needed, okay? We're not moving things around to procrastinate, okay? That the goal is that is not going to happen. Speaking of move things around, the goal here is that you're going to put something on the calendar because you're going to do it at that time. You're going to show up for that appointment just like it was coffee with somebody else. You wouldn't be like, oh no, let's just put it off, put it off, put it off. If it's a task and it means as much to you as that coffee appointment with a friend because it's going to help you reach a certain goal or at least get you further to get to that goal, then you show up for it. So moving things around should really only happen when there are things that you really can't change that have happened in your schedule. Like I said, emergencies, you know, maybe your kid is sick at school, so suddenly you've lost 4 hours in the afternoon that you would have had on your own, things like that. So keep that in mind as you're scheduling things out. Plans are going to change, but don't let them change so much that calendar blocking doesn't become effective for you, because you know you can just like reschedule things whenever you want. It's your time. It's all about what you do with it. Something I personally recommend is using a digital calendar and using multiple colors, or using different calendars within that calendar. So I will have everything color coded depending on what kind of appointment that it is. And I actually will use the different calendar options that are available in Google Calendar. You could really just color code them as much as you want, but I like to use specific different calendars. So like my travel calendar, my mom can subscribe to my travel calendar and she'll know that's completely up to date because I'm looking at it like it's my travel calendar. That's just a calendar preference, and so I thought I'd mention it. A couple of my other calendars include conference calls, public appearances online, leaving the office for a meeting, or leaving the house at all. That's like a bright orange on my calendar, like, Amy, put your face on. I have a separate editorial calendar. I have a separate workout calendar. I have a separate calendar just for things I need to know, like, hey, if you want to change your Blue Apron recipes this week, you better do that on this date, otherwise you're too late. And then there's the calendar we're probably going to talk the most about, and that's called Get Stuff Done. One last guideline is that I also like to batch similar tasks together. Like I said, if I have to leave the house, if I like did all this work to get out of the house, then I really want to make the most of that. So if there's multiple coffee appointments that I can have, then great. I'll schedule one for 10 o'clock, one for 11 o'clock, and then that way I'm at the coffee shop waiting for those people to come and knocking them out together, not at the same time, but for me, pretty much at the same time. Another example is maybe I got my hair done one day. How many videos can I film in that day? How many driver's licenses can I renew in that day? Pretty much anything that has to do with your hair and good face. Let's knock it all out in the same day so that tomorrow can be no makeup awesome. All right, so let's get into a typical week of calendar blocking. It's going to be different for everyone. You have different work schedules, you have different life schedules, and that's the whole point, is we can really all use this method if we just take everything we have to do and make it equate to time, which is the ability to actually get things done, is making the time for it. All right, so let's pop over to the computer so you can get an idea of what the heck we're talking about when we talk about calendar blocking. Here we have our blank slate of a calendar. You probably have more things on your calendar than this already, but I like to start fresh because I want you to have this perspective of all of those time slots on that calendar. These are all the moments that are yours, every single one of them. What are you using them for? That's the big question. I'm already subscribed to a few calendars here. I walked you through a few of those and explained them to you, so you'll see them in action in just a minute. And also I have another, external calendar called Holidays in the United States, so you can see today is Mother's Day, and I am recording this for you to see in real time what is happening. And so now I want to start to put things on this calendar. So what's first? Obviously, we know that there's a big chunk of something missing here, but we're not going to get to that first. You have work, you have school, it takes up a lot of time. That's not where we want to begin. We want to begin first with our morning routine. What are we doing in those early hours of the morning? What time do you want to wake up? What time do you need to wake up? But I would actually argue that your morning routine starts in the evening. And so we're going to come down here and right off the bat, set an appointment for you to go to sleep. So let's say you want to wake up pretty early because you have to be in the office at a certain time and you want to be able to make the most of your morning. We need to plan to go to bed so that you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So let's start here with Sunday night. We're going to go to bed at 10 o'clock. And so this is going to go under the Get Stuff Done calendar. Unless you'd prefer to do sort of like a rituals calendar, that's completely up to you. I try to make my calendars are already crazy. I don't need to add more where they are unnecessary. So this just goes in the Get Stuff Done calendar. And we want to make sure that we do it every night. So we need to do this at least, we're going to say daily, because I think you're going to be able to delete them where they are not going to be the case, but we want them every day. Like, you're probably going to delete the ones on Friday night and Saturday night because they won't be the case for you. But let's just pretend for now that you're sleeping at 10 p.m. every night. So the next thing would be, okay, well, when is 7 to 8 hours of sleep up? Maybe you want to be waking up at 5:30. So Monday morning, we're going to set that appointment to get up at 5:30. Ready, set, go. And we're going to have this every weekday because I like to sleep in on the weekends. So we already know we're going to take care of that. I like to use these emojis because they're gentle little reminders of what I should be doing at that time. So I'm getting up, I'm washing my face. If you're making coffee, make some coffee. Really just start to figure out how to be awake in that moment. No pressure. Do not give yourself a crazy amount of tasks right when you get out of bed. Just give yourself that time. And there's probably a good chunk of people watching this who are either in school or at a job during the bulk of the day. No matter what your job entails, we want that on the calendar. So let's mark off that work time. We're going to say this is out of office. My home is my office. So if you want to call your calendar something else, then that's completely up to you. But I'm just trying to outline the amount of time that you have work. And let's just say, again, every weekday, trying to keep it consistent here. And what's another thing? If you have to get out of your home to go to this place, you've got to what? You've got to commute there. So let's say you have a 20-minute commute. And so we're going to add that time here. And again, that's out of your usual office or out of your home. And so we're going to make sure that that is replicated every day. And we're probably going to have to do the same thing down here. So we're not taking any time for granted. The reason we have that there is because it's so important to recognize, even if you live right down the street, make sure you're leaving out a good amount of time. My Google Calendar specifically pings me 10 minutes before every single thing on this calendar. So if I'm supposed to leave the house by 8:30, I'm getting a little notification on my phone at 8:20. And so I know, okay, I gotta walk out the door in the next 10 minutes. And so you're gonna give yourself ample time to get to work and clock in on time, whatever the case may be for you. So now we have all of this morning time, which is really important because there's so many things that you can do during that time. One of the things that I like to do is morning pages. So I give myself just a half an hour to just spill my mind out onto paper for 3 whole pages. This is talked about in the book called The Artist's Way. I highly recommend you read it. I'm reading it right now, and it is just fantastic. Such a great way to get in touch with your creativity. And I actually recommend you do that every morning, but your weekends might be a little different. So we're just going to repeat that on the weekdays. The next thing you're going to want to do is get your workout in, which is really, really important, depending on what you do, whether it's, running on the treadmill or you run outside or you're doing some sort of workout thing. Maybe your day has to start even earlier because you're trying to hit a 6 a.m. class somewhere. But let's just say that you're doing an in-home workout at this point and it's about 45 minutes long. So let's just say workout DVD or, YouTube video, whatever the case is. And I like to have this in a workouts category because then I can track, am I getting my workouts in? Okay, so what we're going to do for this is we're actually going to customize it because I'm only going to do that workout DVD probably 3 times a week. So we're going to take out the Tuesday and the Thursday here, and we're going to say done. Weekly on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And save. And so now we have those periodic workouts happening. Maybe they're cardio, maybe they're strength training, maybe you need to do the opposites when you're adding more workouts to your time, but it's completely up to you from there. I don't know about you, but it takes me an hour to get ready for work. So now we need to do that, especially after we work out. Got to get that shower in. So I just usually call this get ready, because that could entail a lot of different things. We're going to make this an hour long. We're going to repeat this every weekday and save. So this is great. What do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3.5 hours in those mornings for 5 days a week that we can make use for something else. So we're going to keep that in mind, but let's go to the evening first and make sure that we take care of what we need to take care of down here. If you're in charge of dinner like me every night, then let's try to get that scheduled on the calendar. Everybody needs to expect to eat at 6:30. So let's just say dinner, and we're going to say get stuff done, just another appointment sort of around the house every weekday, 6:30 to 7. Everyone's eating dinner together, or you're just making dinner for yourself. And so you're probably going to need to make that dinner during this period of time, depending on how much time that you spend to make dinner. It takes me a little bit longer, even though everyone tells me, oh, this is a half hour, recipe. I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm slow. So I usually take about an hour to get everything done. And we've got that on the calendar now as well. Well, now I know I want to add at least one more workout to my calendar because I only have 3 for this week. So let's say there is a 9 a.m. spin class that is happening on Saturdays that I want to go to. So I'm going to add that here. Add that to my workouts. That's a 9 to 10 o'clock class. And we'll just say we're going to try to go to that every Saturday. Save. So now I'm good with my workouts for the week. So now that we have a lot of those obligations that the average person probably has on their calendar already on the calendar, then we're going to start to add the things we want to get done. So a couple things to take into consideration here. You're at work all day. Maybe you do or do not have control over that time period. You may have tasks that go within this period that you need to block out. Now you can see how many hours there are for work. If you don't want to take tasks home after work, then how can you work within those time constraints? When are your deadlines, etc.? If you are free on your lunch, that may be something that we're going to be able to take advantage of as well. So really start to get an idea of where the free hours are in this entire week that you have, so you can work on your want tos and your have tos. Let's say you are working a full-time job, but you have a blog on the side. So now we're really looking at, okay, when is the free time to work on this? It looks like if it takes you a little bit longer to write, or if you need some time to film because you're doing a vlog, then that's going to be best served in the evenings after you're done with everything. And you might be a little bit tired at that time, but your options are limited when you're gone for most of the day. So there's a few things that need to happen. You probably need to have a brainstorm session. So if I'm you on Monday morning and I'm trying to plan my editorial for the week, then I'm going to do a brainstorm. And this might be, looking at social activity or reading my emails or, like digging into some questions that I get a lot of the time. And I'm going to sit down for that half hour in the morning and brainstorm some ideas, because when I get home Monday night, I know that it's time to get ready to create that content. So let's say I'm going to write the 5/17, maybe you write a blog post every Thursday, 5/17 blog post. So now we have the blog post that you need to write, and it's going to be published on 5/17. That's an hour blocked out in the evening. Maybe you've been getting to know someone recently and they say, hey, let's hop on a call and talk about some ideas of how we can work together or maybe cross promote each other. Well, great. Let them know, hey, you know what? I'm not really available during the day except for lunch. That person's busy during lunch. So you have, hey, I have an 8 o'clock time slot. I'm available. I can give you a call then. And so now we're going to have a call with Joe Smith. And if you want to invite that person with this calendar appointment, you can do that too. It's in the conference calls category. You have a hard stop at 8:30. You're going to get that reminder to commute. Maybe you can have the conversation if you are commuting via car, and you can continue that conversation. It's completely up to you, but you have that half hour time slot. And so you give that away for a phone call. Earlier that morning, when you're really just enjoying the fact that you're not working out today, you realize, hey, I haven't really been reading a lot lately, so I'm going to spend some time reading a chapter of a book. And so we're going to have a read here, get stuff done. Now you've made a priority of that reading time, and it is scheduled on your calendar. Maybe Tuesday night after dinner, your friend comes over for a glass of wine because you haven't seen each other in a while, and it's great to catch up and have that personal time available. So you schedule time for your friend to come over. They're coming over so we can just add them to the Get Stuff Done calendar, and it's probably going to take a while. Maybe you've been thinking you need to spend some more time finding opportunities to monetize your blog, and you need to make time to do that, but there need to be some ideas to help you with that. So on Wednesday morning, you sit down for a little bit of research that's going to help you find people that you would potentially want to reach out to, but you just need to come up with that list, come up with the people that would be the best contacts, get a feel for what they're doing, how do they hang out online, how you might be able to get in best touch with them. Just really start that research. And so we're going to do that as Get Stuff Done. And that's going to roll into Thursday as well, because you know that you're going to want to actually take action on it very soon. So you go ahead and schedule that ahead. Research time. And Thursday morning, let's get some more of that reading in, because that's helping us get smarter at everything that we're doing. On Friday morning, maybe you want to have a coffee with someone and that happens to be close to your work. We move the commute up a little bit and throw a coffee into that place down the street with Angela, and we're going to have coffee with her and then rush off to work just after a couple of minutes. But you get some time in with somebody who might be helping you with your current work or with an idea that you have or something along those lines. But you make that time when you're actually able to leave the house just a little bit earlier than usual. Based on the research that you've been doing, you need to do a little bit of outreach. So you spend your evenings maybe not sending right away, but creating the outreach that you're going to do. So whether you're drafting emails or trying to set up a phone call with someone and starting that initial outreach to those people that are hopefully either going to help you monetize your blog or connect you with people that could potentially help you monetize your blog. You're making an effort to connect with people, but that is going under Get Stuff Done because it might be a lot of just prep on your end and not actual
outreach. So let's save that time. And we're going to give you a little bit of extra time here. And since you research more the next day, we're going to save some more time for outreach in the evenings. On Saturday, after you commute back from your spin class, we're going to now, kind of get ready to go because we want to make the most of this time on the weekends because we're really trying to get things going with our online presence, with our blog. And so get stuff done. We got to get real pretty real quick. And maybe you want to make a few videos to come out the following week. And so we're going to mark off some time for some vlogging, and really probably going to need a lot of time because you want to get 2 videos made and you want to spend as much time as you can batch recording those 2 videos. And so we really give ourselves plenty of time because it can take some time to record a pretty good video. And so we want to give ourselves at least a couple of hours. So now we have quite a few tasks that are on our list, things that we wanted to get done, things that were on our list, like getting our workouts in, doing some reading, making sure that we're creating content, brainstorming what that content would be, researching ways to continue to monetize and scale the things we want to do. The important things are really, really on the calendar, which is great because now you see where you have flexibility in everything else. Again, don't forget your lunches. How can you leverage this time to be able to meet with somebody or do more of that brainstorming that's taking longer than it should have? Maybe time just got crunched and we had to move things all together and move them around. Don't be afraid to do that. Just remember that the goal is not to stretch yourself and give you unrealistic appointments. It's to give you constraints that make the most sense. Is that brainstorming time not going to be best served for a half an hour? Can you not get focused in that amount of time? That's fine. Then maybe it's not going to work in the morning and it needs to be an hour in the afternoon when you're really motivated. It's completely up to you, but remember that rescheduling, if you're doing the same rescheduling all the time, it's not working and you shouldn't be doing it that way in the first place. So just keep that in mind as you are using up these blocks. And then also, if you are having a list of tasks that need to get done throughout your workday, we're just doing this same process, but within that block of time that you're giving yourself during that work break. And the cool thing is that when you look at this white space, you can say, okay, is there more I can do? Is there more I need to add? But also, is it just time that I could just chill? Like, can I just watch Netflix and be so happy that I gave myself that time? And we're just going to call this Get Stuff Done because it is your recuperation time. And this is going to be when you get ready for bed. Maybe you're taking a book to bed with you after you wash your face and just letting yourself read a few pages so you will fall asleep by 10 p.m. This is really important for you to really block out so you can see the vision on that. It's okay to have want-tos and relax time on the calendar. Making the time for it will make you feel even more happy about it. And just having, a date night on Friday and having it on the calendar and inviting your significant other to do that with you is a great idea. And you're probably not going to have this dinner here unless you're cooking for your kids and then bailing on them to go watch a movie with your significant other. You really need to look at all these moving parts and say, how do I make this work for me? It's not about every single block of time being a thing that has to get done. It's about it all being things that you want to do the thing that you want to do on the grand scale. How are you doing that? How are you blocking that time out?
I want to throw in a quick bonus tip that I brought up recently, and that's these awesome time cubes that are on Amazon. They're really just kitchen timers. If you don't like these, if you don't like the price of these or something like that and you want to get something different, I highly recommend them. Don't use your phone for your timer all the time because you'll get really distracted and not get anything done. But these are great when you're saying, okay, I have that 1 hour block on my calendar that I need to apply for jobs. You set the 60-minute timer and you go. And it's such a great way to stay in the zone and actually stick with that time blocking strategy. Always remember to reschedule the things that don't work out. I had like 3 things on my calendar today that I had blocked out, but because of some unforeseen, really long, drawn out task that I thought I did a justice on the calendar for that. This is only going to take 4 hours, and it took a lot longer than 4 hours, which is really depressing, but it happens. So make sure you don't lose track of the things that you've blocked time for. Just move them around, reschedule them to another time. Find the next block of time that's got a little bit bit of wiggle room in it, and it makes sense for it to be at that moment, and then reschedule it. When you realize that something is on your calendar, you're like, I should just have someone else do that. What would happen if I didn't do that? Probably not a whole lot. Let's see what happens. Delete it. Get rid of it. Just stop prioritizing things that maybe everyone else is telling you you should do or you must do, but actually don't have to do if you don't want to and it's not a priority for you. Just delete them. I've had a couple of those things pop up where I'm like, well, somebody wants me to do this, so I'm going to do it. And I noticed when I rescheduled it, I'm like, okay, I'm not rescheduling this because I have to. I'm rescheduling it because I want to, which probably means it should get deleted. It's not something I'm excited about. It's not something I want to do. It's not something that's working toward the greater goal. So I just need to get it off my load. This is going to help you a lot with learning where to say no before things are on your plate that you don't want to do. I'm working on that all the time, trust me. But you will become hyper aware of it when you have things on your calendar as like, why is that on my calendar? That does not matter. You want to know the best feeling in the world? When you go, what in the heck did I even do this week? And you can go back and look at your calendar and see everything. I've been calendar blocking for so long, I can literally look to see when I worked on a presentation for a speaking engagement. Like the 2-hour block I spent customizing the presentation, exactly the moment that I sat in my chair and was working on it. Like, I know that's kind of freaking weird that I care about that, but it's nice to see, like, look how I'm spending my time. Look how valuable my time is. Look what I'm doing, and look how it's equating to the big picture. This is a really great opportunity to go, oh, look at all this stuff that I've been doing, and it has done nothing for me, and it's done nothing to improve my life, and it's doing nothing for me financially, and it's doing nothing to make me happy. Looking back at that is a really great way to analyze. Get rid of it. Get it out of your life. Stop doing that. Switch gears. Go towards something else. And I know a lot of us spend time on things because we really, really hope the end game is going to be awesome. But when we look at how much time we're spending there and we go, ugh, it's really done nothing for me, it's a lot easier for you to go, you know what? I tried it. But this is coming from somebody that's been calendar blocking for years. So don't get like that if you're like, oh, I'm going to make videos on YouTube and I'm just going to do it for like 2 weeks and I'm going to look at all the calendar appointments on my, man, I spent a lot of time on that and I'm failing. Okay, it's going to take longer than that. So be realistic, but it is kind of nice to look at your calendar and go, wow, look at all this stuff I did. Look at all the things I got done. Look at how valuable my time became because I took action and initiative. All right, I'm going to turn this over to you. Have you tried this time blocking, calendar blocking strategy? How does it work for you? Do you like another productivity method? Please share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear feedback on this, questions. Let's get productive, people. If I could tell you all the things I did today, I would. Oh, it's amazing. But I also kind of want to cry and need a glass of wine at this moment. It is way darker outside than I would like to admit. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes and remember to continue to go after the life that you want. Cheers.